All right, what's going on, family? What's going on? What's going down? What's shaking? Welcome to another episode of Super Black Comic Book Reviews by Jonathan Soul. Now, I got a groovy episode for you. Usually I talk about comics, and I'll show you the digital or the physical. This time, I'm going to show you a website. Now, for those who are new to the Black comics movement, speculative art, vibration, the Comic Republic is a publisher that has high quality African themed comics, and the captain of the ship over there is Jade Martin. And I actually interviewed him a while back. You go to their website. There's tons of comics there, as you can see. They actually redesigned the comics since I talked to Jade. And back then, a couple of years back, he was telling me how popular comics are in Africa, particularly reading them on their phones, which I was on the phone. How you read the comics on the phone? I need glasses, kind of a thing. But you come over to the Comic Republic, you can create an account if you want. I believe, right? Is it create an account? Okay, I might think of something else. But you come here and you see all these comics. Look at all these comics. Look at all these comics. And a couple of them I've reviewed back in the day, and I've actually talked to the captain over there, Jade Martin. As a matter of fact, let me see here. Let's go here. What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going down? What's shaking? Welcome to Jonathan Soul's podcast. This is Jonathan Soul speaking with you now. I got the honor and privilege of talking to some brothers across the pond. They sit way back in the motherland. They are the captains, the pilots of the ship that we've come to know as the comicrepublic.com, that aggregate site, that publisher, that online fortress of African creative content. And right now I'm speaking to one of the visionaries, Jade Martin. How you doing, brother?
I'm cool, man. I'm so excited to be on your show right now. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I cannot complain. I appreciate y'all appearing on the program. Assumed that most of your audience consumes your content on the cell phone. Is that correct or no?
Yes, that's very correct. And we are consciously, optimized for mobile. We
Mm-hmm.
have a different website for mobile and a different website for desktop. So if you're looking at our website on mobile phone, it's different completely. It's completely different from what you have on desktop, which is not normal. Most people use the same type of website for their mobile phones, but then it's not optimized.
Right. So when I go into the comments, I try to go deep. And so we talk about, their business model. We talk about how they get started. They have this whole process of how they kind of take interns and then they kind of put them through the mill. And if they work out, they become staff artists or staff writers and stuff. So that was a pretty groovy thing. And then, like I said, 2 years ago, I'm not gonna you know get you with the intro, but yeah. So I did the little review of and we're going forward, and he kind of does this kind of little monologue or whatever, which a lot of bad guys do and everything. And so I reviewed this book in particular, Uru, Fear of the Dark, and then this is another one, Avanami. I hope I pronounced that right. The Realm Within. So two books that I reviewed, like I said, a couple years ago. There's so much content on this, but the reason why I wanted to bring it up now is because a lot of the comics that I show you guys, are for purchase, and you don't always have to purchase comics. There's a lot of uh, uh, comic publishers out there that allow you to read the comics for free, and so this is one of them. So let's take a look. So Uru, I think it's only had 3 issues back when I looked at it. Now they got 6, and some of these covers are off the chain. But it's like the way I remember, it's like a spirit of vengeance kind of vibration. It reminds me of the Spectre, something along those lines. And the art changes from book to book. Initially, a lot of the art seemed to be similar, but several years hence, the art has changed. There was this other one I was reading this morning. Now I'm gonna mess this name up. Ama Diowa. I know I messed that up, but let's see here. There's one issue out on this one, but the issue is badass. What it was a deity that came to Earth, delivered life as a human, started a family. I guess I got a wife and kid. Something happened to the wife, and so now it's just a kid. But there's also a familiar. There's like I think a familiar is some kind of mystical being that helps, magical people. Uh, so yeah, this guy looks like Eldridge Alba to me a little bit. Now, in that little interview clip, and you can go to SoundCloud.com, Jonathan Soul, and then you can. That was episode 43. You can see that, uh, or you can go to JonathanSoul.com. I'll make sure that's on there. Should be on there. But he talked about how most of Africa the kids are looking at the comics on the cell phone, and I found out from interviewing the manga brother, Fred. Oh gosh, over at Saturday AM, that a lot of kids are reading that. When I say kids, I mean I would say like 20s and below. Is reading their books on their phones. I was like, y'all can see, but these phones are so big. So what happened? So this deity was living in, I guess you could call it the afterlife or whatever. He decided to come to Earth and live a life, and now he got this mundane vibration. Port Harcourt City, Nigeria. Now, what you'll find with these books is, and I particularly love the way the African brothers do it. They'll have the English piece, but then they'll sprinkle it with Igbo or Yoruba, whatever whatever the vibration is. And I gotta Google my ass off to find out. Now sometimes they put it in the margins to have like a little asterisk and stuff like that. But this is really groovy. So I read this book today. I'm gonna skip through it. Long story short, he's going to work, and there's a little familiar there and a little daughter, and look at the traffic or whatever. And so what happened was there was a fire. You don't say. Yep, there's a fire. And there's something peculiar about this fire. The presence seems familiar. Daddy, the fire is shouting. It hurts, Daddy, it hurts. Make it stop. So the daughter is obviously very sensitive to the spirit world. And so, Daddy got to do something about that. So he gets out there and kind of powers up, I guess. Super Saiyan, what's it, Super Saiyan 3? And then we see somebody here. You see that? Translated from Igbo dialect. These look like Westerners. And so she's fighting these possessed beings or demons or zombies or whatever. Now, again, once you start reading these African comics, they don't necessarily use demons and angels the way we do. They have other names for them. And I think Yoruba is like Orisha, and Igbo it might be something else. And that's the wonderful thing about reading the comics from brothers and sisters, because they are brothers and sisters from the motherland, is that we get reconnected with that vibration. As you can see, the art is on par with anything else out there. Now, let's see here. So that's one. So that's dope. There was this one. It was like Galactic Core. And these are all PDFs, by the way, if I didn't mention that. And I think you can download them, but I can't swear to it. Let's see. So this one I was looking at earlier too. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. I hate when you record. Basically, come out of warp speed or whatever it is. Turns out they're being chased by a much larger ship. They're fired upon. They crash land, and then it's a firefight and things of that nature. So it's not only just stuff that's going on in the city, but it's also spacefaring kinds of things. But I do enjoy the theme that I've seen repeatedly in Comic Republic books is a deity come to Earth, either as a human or as some kind of influence, or some kind of uh, not guardian angel, but some kind of like righter of wrongs from the shadows, like an Uru or something along those lines. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that. So anyway, so long story short, there's a ton of books here. Some of them are straight up for kids, kind of a thing. Trials of the Spear. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes I just go here just to look at the artwork and the character design. You know what I mean? Beats. Let's see here. What's about us? Just for the hell of it. Let's see here. Yep. 7 years of creating African icons. Go ahead now. Some of their clients. So it's definitely a business to be sure. Just because the comics are free doesn't mean that they're not a business. They're definitely a business, and you can see some of the characters and so forth. So yeah. So long story short, I highly recommend the Comic Republic for adults and kids, everybody in between. You can't go wrong. You're bound to find something that you enjoy in Comics Republic. And I haven't read every book. I've read a few. I haven't read every book, but I think it's definitely safe for the kids to peruse. I haven't seen anything like sexual or anything like that, or anything uber violent. I mean, sometimes the violence happens off panel, if memory serves. So, but if you're an adult looking for a place for your kids to spend some time, I think this is a good spot. Definitely check out the comics yourself. I've been always the type of parent to try to, look at it first just to make sure I'm familiar, and then let the kids have at it. So this is Jonathan Soul, jonathansoul.com. If you want to support this wonderful enterprise that I do here with the comic reviews, definitely share it, spread the word, and so forth. Not in this case, but in a lot of cases, you can buy the comics and everything like that. You can take this link to Comic Republic and you can share it out, and you can help me out by buying my book. If you can afford it, definitely go to Amazon.com, look up Malcolm Mars, Jonathan Soul, and you can buy my book. It's a Kindle book, so you can install the Kindle app on your iPad or your Android or your iPhone or whatever, and you can read the book. It's just a container for, electronic book. That's all.